About 8-9 years now, but the tour has been about a year and a half.
I love it.
So, thermal imaging. You guys see me in the camera? I should be red, orange, and yellow. That means I'm the hottest thing in the camera, guys. So, wow, don't make me a ghost. I bet you they think they're at the right spot and they're going down to the other tour where they overpaid. So, with that being said, everything behind me is blue and black. Okay, that means that's colder than what I. If you take me out of the picture, it means it's going to fluctuate based on whatever's inside the screen. So we're going to take me out and we're going to go up to the tree. See how everything now has some red, orange, and yellow in there? At least it should be. And then it fluctuates back. So we obviously want to try to keep a person in view at all times because that way we get the full array of color. What we're looking for here is that blue and black to actually move across. Every drunk person here? So move across, and that way we can actually see it move. So if something blue goes across my face, we obviously have something going on. We also have tools to try to debunk this. So we're going to get into that in just a second. You're going to hold that horizontal all night long for me and be the cameraman. If you don't see anything, it's fine, because we're recording it. You're going to have the full recording in the morning.
I like how thorough he is already.
Do you see the red square on there?
Yes, sir.
It means it's recording. If you
Gotcha.
tap it by accident, you're the jerk, because then it takes me longer to splice your videos together. So try to keep it a square. If it turns to a circle, just let me know. The last gentleman gave me 5 videos I have to splice. So instead of being done by noon, I'm probably going to be done by 1.
Uh-oh.
It just takes a little bit longer.
That's fun.
Spirit boxes. Oh, where's my skeptic? Who doesn't believe in ghosts?
He doesn't. Right here.
Really?
He's never seen it, doesn't believe it, and I'm the witchy one. So, you know.
Oh, did y'all end up together?
I know, right? I converted my wife the day I met
We have so
her.
much in common, and we're so different in so many ways.
All right. Spirit boxes allow us to communicate with the dead. What it's going to do, it's going to sweep through FM radio stations
I told you.
very quickly. Normally on your ghost hunting shows, this is the very annoying static that you hear, where they give you the little phrases that they want you to hear. We're going to do that in real time, and I'm not going to give you suggestive thoughts of what you should be hearing. I'm going to be giving you some questions to ask and things like that without giving you the answers. They're going to be weird questions. Trust me, it's all about history here. So, this guy in particular, as you can hear, it's already on. And it's just flipping through the FM radio stations at a quick rate. Now, I do have it slowed down. It's not just white noise. I want that radio chatter to come through. I want DJ, song lyrics, commercials, whatever phrases we can get out of this thing, it's a 50-50 shot that it might actually mean something. So, because you have such an in-tune ear,
Oh, look at me.
normally I give this to 2 people, so you need to help her listen. There's one button you need to worry about right here near the face on the speaker. If you hold it to the left, it turns it up. If you hold it to the right, it turns it down.
Okay.
So obviously when I'm talking, we want to keep it down.
Okay.
Now the 2 of you have to verify each other, so kind of keep that in mind.
Okay. Which one turns it up? Do you remember?
Let's go back to temperature for a second.
Will you show me which one turns it up again
Yes.
really quickly?
So on the ball part,
The ball itself.
yes.
This is louder,
Yep.
and this is quiet.
It's a little tiny button. You just have to hold it left or right. Temperature. I didn't go through names. How rude of me.
I was just holding it.
Let's start over here. Well, let's start this one since I'm trying to figure that out.
That's hot.
Colleen, Chase,
How did you find it?
Callie, Macy, Taylor, Mark. We're going through names that you guys all missed. That's okay. Chris,
Jessica.
Jessica. Okay. So, Colleen, you're going to be helping. No, actually, I think I'm going to go with you. So,
Golly.
I swear it just said hello. That was really bizarre.
I'm sure it did.
Where it did.
So, Callie, you're going to be helping figure out what's going on with the camera. So, in the event, yeah, you're either going to prove it or disprove it.
Okay.
So, let's say
It's Callie and Mark. She's going to piss Mark off.
they need to be partners here. So,
I can't promise you anything there.
Mark says, hey Nick, there's a blue spot on the wall. First thing I'm going to do, we all know what this guy is, right? Surface temperature. So I got to check the surface of the building to make sure it's not just air conditioning coming out of the building. Okay, if once the building is intact with everything that's going on, we're good to go. If it's not, then we know that that blue spot is in between Mark and the wall. So then we use this guy with the probe on the tip of it to actually find where the blue and cold spot actually is. So both of these go to you. The yellow one is not so active. You could probably put it in your pocket for right now. And then the blue one has a laser. So you have to be super careful.
Don't shoot nobody.
Yeah.
Don't shoot anybody.
Cut that car in half, girlfriend. I have to pay for that car.
girl.
Yeah.
All right. This is the neuralizer from Men in Black. I need you all to stare right here. That was a movie line, and nobody got it except
I've seen Men in Black. Yeah.
Never seen Men in Black? No. It's supposed to erase your memory. So whenever you see an alien, they say, look right here at their pen, and they flash a light, and your memory's gone. You don't remember the alien. But anyway, in reality, it is a grid pen.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, what does a grid pen actually do? It is a laser. It is going to get Nick in handcuffs if it's pointed in the wrong direction. So this always goes to an adult, which is why I changed from the temperature over to you, because I need this in the hands of an adult. What does this do? It actually helps us see things we can't see with the naked eye. So if something's going to pass by it, it's going to be super quick, and it'll be right through the lasers up here. Does that make sense to everybody? So laser number 1 gets pointed down. We always keep them down. We never point them at cars. It's actually up at the right. Yeah, that's on the side. Okay. So I forgot I had half my lot was kids, so I had to remember. Sorry, under 18 does not get lasers.
They're pretty capable, though.
Yeah,
they're pretty mature. They're pretty
to
mature.
be safe. All right, laser number 2 gives us red squares. Why do I use red squares and green dots? Because in the event we actually capture something right here, we have a picture of it or a video of it, then I can put it in 3D software and we will have a full 3D view of what we caught. And we can measure the distance of it and the size of it. So how cool is that?
You're hoping to see something?
I'm
You get
hoping
both.
so.
You get both. Don't cross the streets.
She
All
jumped.
right.
I usually keep the lasers in one spot so I know where they're at.
Just add a year.
I want to play.
Oh, 23. Sorry, Taylor.
Thank you.
All kinds of stupid stuff.
That's fine.
How do I put it?
All right.
Clean's
With
over
the
there double
lasers.
fisting.
Worst person to go.
And if you guys,
Oh, this is
well, let's
good.
just, if you figure it out so far by now, you guys are going to be working in pairs. We're an even number, so going to be working in pairs.
Callie.
Callie and Mark.
Yeah, you'll tell me what
Callie
I
and
need
Mark.
to do it.
And only because you are the age that you are, you actually know what this thing is,
Yes!
hopefully. The
I
rest
miss
of these folks do
those.
not. So this is a digital camera. This is going to help us see the things through the laser in case Colleen misses a few things. So we're going to be shooting pictures through the lasers. There is no flash on this camera. The rule of thumb with this is that nobody along the wall can be in the picture. You guys didn't sign waivers for that. You signed enough crap for me. With COVID, I don't need any more legalities. So nobody can be pictures. There's no selfies. There's none of that stuff. So you're going to be shooting through the lasers. I'll point out a couple of touristy spots. There'll be other places where I say take pictures here because I get orbs and all kinds of things. The no flash is so that we don't get false positives.
Speaking of orbs, oh my gosh, you want to see something crazy?
Here we go.
She's going to try to show me up. I got
I
all
am
kinds of stuff.
I am gonna try and show you. We're staying at the original Citadel.
On Marion Square.
Yes, and I tried to take a picture of our bathtub this morning, and something ran across my camera. Well, a whole bunch of somethings ran across my camera.
Isn't it
There was no flash,
absolutely dark road?
and if you watch, you see it move across.
Nah, ain't nothing there. You're good. That was Chris.
So
Yeah,
I don't
we
was
will be
that fast.
carrying Colleen, taking
got it.
pictures.
So I only take pictures when she sees something.
Well, no, you are taking pictures in case she doesn't see something. So
Orbs,
the point
orbs,
is so
orbs.
that you can take pictures and we can capture. Go ahead and turn on your green one. You're going to be just snapping pictures all through
Just
this
randomly?
area. Randomly.
Okay.
So in the event that she misses
Got
it
it.
because she's talking to me
She
or
probably will. Good you chose me as
Hey,
that.
Macy.
well, it's also so that the two of you can switch as well. So within your family,
Oh, I
feel
really
free.
want the lasers, but I'm a little upset I didn't get those at first. We got this. We'll be good partners. Don't worry.
All right.
We'll be better than Mark and Callie.
We have another spirit box. This spirit box does the exact same thing as theirs, only it records the entire session for us. Why is that relevant? You're going to get this entire recording back. It does not record outside noise, and it is just as slow as theirs over there. So,
Are they synced up or is it?
no,
No, they can't be.
can't possibly sync them up without scanning.
No, because it's just randomly scanning station.
I didn't know if you could hook them up.
Kinda
the
cool.
truth and started at the same spot.
No,
Alright.
because it's random.
Macy,
Yeah.
this is all about
Ooh, a
you.
lot of responsibility there.
I'm only giving this to you because you haven't said a word since you got here, but I need you to.
She's sizing
So
you
you
up.
have to tell us what you hear. Okay? So you have one button to worry about, it's the volume. You have one turn wheel. That's it. Now the reason I'm only giving this to one person versus two people over here is because that one records and I can verify it in the morning. Okay? So that one we have to take two people's word for it.
And
All right.
yours
So
is
we're
dirty.
recording already?
Wait, can it hear me?
No.
Not yet? Okay.
When will
The
it?
cool thing is
It doesn't record outside noise.
does not record any outside noise.
It's only going to record the noise it's making.
Oh, okay. So it's not going to hear first.
Even when it's on mute. So you're going to get an even recording of the entire session. It's recording right now. Don't ask me how it does it. That's why I bought it. It's a wonderful tool.
All right.
What am I missing here? I'm missing something.
You can always get the laser.
Chase,
Jeez.
you're going to become a believer by that thing. I promise you. You are our first
It's spitting
indication.
words. Like, I'm not listening to words, but it's spitting words out at random moments. So, like, when we stop talking or when you stop explaining, so like when you just said, like, what am I looking for? It spit something out.
Mhm.
So, like, I mean, I'm not, like I said, I can't hear what it said. Yeah.
And a lot of it you're not going to be able to make out. It's what you
Right.
can make out.
But
That's-
it seems to be responding to us.
We'll see what it says in the meantime. You are the first indication that something is happening with our devices. Keep in mind, I don't get excited with one device going off or
Absolutely
one
not.
person saying one phrase. This is an EMF meter. You've probably seen these on a go. Okay, now they never explain how they work. So how do they work? 3 different types of electromagnetic fields. The first one is natural. It comes from the earth. That's why it's not doing anything. The second one is from electronic devices, parking meters. It's going to make it go into a pulse. We don't want that either. We want it to light up like a Christmas tree. So when this thing starts going erratic and crazy, you got to let us know. It doesn't make any noise and it does not vibrate. So you have to watch that all night long and speak up when it goes nuts.
Chase, you're the first line of defense. Don't F it up.
What's it do? Blink or something?
It's
Yeah.
gonna light up like a Christmas tree.
It'll light up like a Christmas tree.
You seen this?
No, he just explained it.
Oh, you weren't
I hate it when I don't listen.
All right. I'm going to be using a few things myself. So I have to keep this interesting and I have to keep things rolling for you guys. I do have a backup EMF in case Chase's does battery drain. It does happen all the time. It's not as sensitive, but it does work. The second one I'm going to be using is a spirit box that gives me words in the center of the screen. Okay? It is completely random and it does save it to a full list of words. The last story I just got back from had 78 phrases and terms that came up. I'm going to clear them out, start you off fresh because I already emailed it to myself to give to them tomorrow morning. 80% of this, pardon my French, is BS. It doesn't mean anything. It's meant to be a game or a hoax. Okay, so the other 5 to 20% is where I'm going to show that it's relevant to where we are, what we're talking about, or something happening on our tour, and give you a verifiable link of where I'm getting my data from. Some of it might be articles and research I've already done, or investigation I've done, or the history of the place. There's a lot of historical documents that come into play with this. So, I've already got the word Aaron. Is there an Aaron on a middle name from anybody? Okay. Again, 80% BS. The second thing I'm going to use...
I got family members with Aaron.
Are they with us?
My sister's middle name. No, she's not here. My dad's first.
She's alive though.
Is she alive?
She is alive.
That's what I meant. Is she with us?
Oh, yes.
Spiritual guy here. We got to think in those kind
My
of
dad's
terms.
first name is Aaron.
Okay,
And
well,
he's dead.
this is E-R-I-N, female version.
That's who gives us a massage periodically.
Oh, Mark.
Oh,
He's
sorry.
not dead.
alive.
She is, I'm sorry.
Not
So,
helpful.
the second thing I'm going to use on my phone is a reverse spirit box. What is a reverse spirit box? It is literally just a man and a woman saying random words and they flipped it backwards. I don't know how long the loop is. I tested it for over an hour and did not hear the same word twice. So I'm going to turn this on so you guys can get a gist of what it sounds like, and you're going to hear that on your regular audio. I'm going to go down the line. Hang on. It's going to sound like gibberish. Okay?
Sounds like Japanese.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright, so I did catch an EVP. I think it's going to trump all your orbs.
Yeah.
So the EVP I caught from that reverse spirit box, I was talking about a woman from England, and this is what I heard. Let me wait for the traffic to go by.
That's what I heard.
I didn't hear the baked beans, but I heard breakfast.
I heard both.
All right, baked beans breakfast.
That's British breakfast.
It is. So I was talking about a woman from England from 1700s. The red spirit box that Macy has said, "I'll fix you," baked beans breakfast, and then the digital word list gave me the word tea, all within 2.5 minutes of each other. I'll fix you, baked beans breakfast, and tea. That's how I have to look at this stuff as a collective the next day.
Huh.
We're not always going to catch things in real time. Obviously, I caught baked beans breakfast in real time. So I like to, just kind of show that one off because it is probably the strongest one I've ever gotten out of that.
Yeah, that gave me chills. That was a big deal.
Yeah, that one was pretty awesome. All right, so you guys ready to hear some ghost stories?
Yes, let's
All
do it.
right. So we started here for a reason, obviously. It is haunted. Sorry, you guys got me talking a lot.
Maisie, you and Colleen switch spots. Gotta be closer to the lasers. No, it's fine. Okay.
Oh, they'll team up, trust me. We're going to be scattered about as we move along. So, the place you're at used to be called Big John's Tavern. Now, Big John was a football player for the 1947 New York Giants. I'm not a football guy. This part is scripted because I don't follow sports. So, he used to sit in the back of the bar, and he would kind of nod off if the cadets that came over from the Citadel, where you guys are staying, were of age to have a drink or not. One night, two guys weren't old enough to have a drink, so Big John tells the bartender, cut them off, get them out of here. So they leave, pretty ticked off. They come back the next night, and they try to steal the cash register from the front of the bar. Obviously, Big John sees what's going on. They get into a little rough and tumble wrestling match. A few shots were fired. Big John gets shot in the neck.
Oh.
He gets up. He goes back to the bar. He looks at the bartender, says, "Get me another beer. Get him an ambulance." Now, funny story, but that bullet that hit Big John ricocheted and landed in the wall. I told you a story where nobody died. It's the bullet hole that haunts the place. It has the paranormal activity. They say that people in the front of the bar can start to feel ill will, little headache, dizziness, queasiness, those kind of things. I don't say this to scare you, but it is actually a health hazard. If any of you start to feel any of those things, I need to know. It's a big deal. Okay, I've had psychics not make it through this tour. I've had other people not make it and just drop like a wet noodle.
That makes me nervous. Okay.
Okay, so again, slightest headache, I need to know. It's a big deal. Again, I don't say it to scare you, it is something that's happened. So let's talk about something happier than our own health. The mantle above you guys, we had a big earthquake here in 1886. A piece of that mantling fell off and struck somebody in the head. And you guys all start to back away from the mantle. That was in the front of the building. The previous owner of this bar, it used to be called Kane Rum Bar. His name was Paul that owned it. He used to see darkened shadows out here on the middle of East Bay Street after closing, allegedly from that first death from that earthquake. So, I don't have any viable proof of that. It is kind of his word. I do like to add that story just to add on to my little health hazard piece. And are you guys ready to go ghost hunting? Yeah. You guys tired of hearing me talk?
No, you're good.
I hope not, because we still got a lot to go. All right, let's head this way.
Thank you. I know. You're wrong.
Do we need a mask or no? You just have to tell me when to do it, because I don't know when I'm supposed to tell that, because I'm not going to know.
I got something. Wait, flickering.
Oh,
Is it a pattern?
it went all the way.
Yeah, it's...
All right, so it's not a pattern, which is good. It looks like we got something hanging out with us, which is awesome. But we're going to talk about your devices a little bit more. So this place is haunted. However, it doesn't have a very long, deep history. So the great thing about this place is where I can tell you where you're at and then work with you guys individually on all of your devices. The true history really starts on our next location. So where you're standing is where we keep the horses for the carriage rides. They are inside the big red barn. Okay, so we do not want to shine any lasers, including yours, on that building. We will speak to horses, they will kick and scare the shit out of all of us. So we kind of want to keep our lasers pointed straight down. Let's talk about spirit boxes for a second. So spirit boxes, this is not a TV show. We are not going to be provoking, "Hey Billy, why'd you kill Joey?" kind of thing. Like that's not what we're doing here. We're going to stay away from yes and no questions. Okay, so what I mean by that is, why I say that is because yes and no are two of the most common sounds in our phonetic language, S and O. If you say, "Is somebody here?" and they say no, first, that means somebody's here. Second, if they say the word houses, you think you heard the word yes. No, we're not playing with the yes and no questions and what we may have heard. So you're going to start off with something simple here. You're going to ask about the barn and maybe what color it is. Obviously, there's only one definitive answer there, the color red, right? So we're obviously listening for the color red. You're going to ask that question, hey, what color is the barn? You're going to wait 30 seconds. If you don't hear anything, ask the same question again. Give them time to muster the energy to tell us what's going on. Maybe after 3, maybe 4 tries, maybe you're just not going to get an answer. Move on to something else. What's inside the barn? Now we've just opened it up to animals, horses, draft, because they're draft horses. These horses here, well, not the same ones, but this is the same red barn lot that they had horses that delivered milk to Charleston. So now you have the word delivery and milk that you can be listening for as well. You don't know which word's going to come through and what's going to be able to come through on your radio stations that's actually going to give us the answer. That's the type of mentality we have with spirit boxes. We are going to keep them at an audible level to obviously the couple and then just to you unless you want somebody else to listen in with you. We don't want to spook the horses with the loud staticky noise. Temperature team, I'm going to work with you guys individually first. As far as EMF, I definitely want the 2 of you to kind of stick together. Wherever you get a hot spot is where you need to stop and start asking questions. Lasers, definitely pointed straight down here. Up to me. You can go anywhere you'd like in this lot. So you got the gist of your spirit box, go for it. So as far as lasers, go straight down and maybe out 5 feet in front of you. Exactly. You want to keep as wide of a grid as possible, so in the event something's going to pass through and she takes a picture, hopefully we capture something.
Okay. And when do I turn these on?
Wherever you want.
Okay.
Now, there will be certain places where I say no lasers.
Okay.
Keep mindful of vehicles and be very sensitive to that.
Okay.
And I've set up a few alarms in my day. So just be mindful of the vehicles and always straight down. You don't want to go out. So if you leave the red one on because it is a toggle switch, just watch where you're putting it and just flaring it around. People have shown card.
Oh, please, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, so we're going to start with you guys.
Yes, sir.
Point your camera at that wall for me and tell me what you see. Perfect. Nothing but
Totally
red.
red, yeah.
So watch what happens when I get in the picture. You now have a fluctuation of color.
Yeah, the wall turned blue and you're full of red.
Okay.
Yeah, red and
Exactly. So that's exactly what we want. Now, Callie, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Read your temperature off for me.
Do you want me to go like that?
On the camera, what's it
Oh, 59.456.
say? Okay. Now point your red dot at the wall and tell me what temperature you have.
55.7.
Okay. So you have 50.
50, was that
59?
Yeah,
Yeah.
about 4
Okay, so
degrees difference.
they're not calibrated on purpose.
Okay.
If your temperature starts to drop below hers, it's obviously something that's not a surface.
Okay.
So then that's when you're going to use your yellow one and pull it out. Now,
Okay.
now that yellow one, go ahead and pull it out for me and turn it on. There's a button on the bottom right. The top number is humidity. We don't care about that. We want the bottom number.
Okay.
So the bottom number is going to help us tell what the temperature is right around this little probe where the electrical tape is that somebody broke my device.
Okay.
So it's just measuring the air right here. So what you're going to do is try to find where that cold spot is. Let's say the camera goes all the way down to 50 degrees,
Okay.
which is colder than your 52 or 53. You want to try to find where that difference is. I get excited about 5 to 8 degree difference.
Okay.
So that's when you're really going to pull the yellow one out. Again, not super exciting for it, but you're going to shoot all the different types of material in here. You've got asphalt, you've got the metal, you've got all kinds of things that you can help him out with what he's looking at.
Okay.
So,
So if let's put it this car, let's say.
Mhm.
So I do it in the car, and the temperature on this car is 54 degrees. So Callie, you shoot that car.
well,
that?
no,
No, I don't think I can.
it's a laser.
Yeah.
It might make the alarm go
Oh, I'm
off.
sorry.
Okay.
What could I shoot
Like
that with?
the
You like the
asphalt
tree
or
or something?
something?
The tree,
I was trying to
any
find
kind of
something that
foliage,
way.
the ground even.
Oh, let's do the ground. Okay, so the ground is 57.
Okay.
So you shoot that cow. I'm trying to figure out what I need to do. And that's-
55.5.
So you say if hers is less than mine?
If yours goes less than hers,
Okay.
then obviously
55.2.
you're getting something in the air that's colder instead of just the ground. So
Yeah.
that's when she'll need the yellow one to try to find where that colder spot is coming from.
Okay.
So then it's
So we would look
62.9.
for something colder, I guess.
Yeah,
Right.
66.
So this one isn't as quick as this one. It just takes
Okay.
a minute for it to probe up. You do have it in a warmer pocket. So it'll be it'll just take a few minutes to try to
So
calibrate.
she'll have
where
to
it's
sort
at.
of move that around,
Right.
the yellow
So I
one.
should move it
I've tested
around.
that thing with like one of the little space heaters,
Yeah.
and literally with the curtain coming out, you can just move it in, move it out, and watch it go up and down.
And so if she
It's
finds
right
it,
now just at 62 in the.
so if she finds an area that is less,
Mhm.
that means there's something probably.
Probably something that's
And then
like,
what would we do at that point in
3,
time? Would we tell somebody or?
well, you would keep filming and say, "Hey Nick,
Oh, it's
get over
filming.
here."
I got you.
So just to give you a gist of what you're looking for, I usually show off this video because it is legitimate. So start over. So this orange right here that you guys see is a wall. Okay, you're going to see two living people. See their heads past the wall.
Yes.
Did you see that? You want me to rewind it again?
Yeah.
Okay. So don't get excited. They're living. Their heads are going to be just above that wall. They're going to be moving to the right.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to see two dead people going the opposite direction. Did you see them? They're going to be right around here.
Interesting. Kind of hard to pick out.
Yeah, kind of.
There.
Yeah, I saw that.
So there was always a person in view. They should have been the same color, just like the orange people you guys saw at the
Yeah.
beginning of the video. That's what we're looking for. Those black and dark blue spots to start moving on their own.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So you're
Cool.
literally just going to be giving us slow pans of this place. Just make sure it stays horizontal, because it goes to YouTube, and otherwise it goes flipping.
Yeah,
You guys
that
are going to have
goes
a bad
kooky.
video.
All right.
So you're going to learn a lot about thermodynamics for sure.
We will walk over here. God, let's touch this building. Like it.
Okay, can we
said-
get closer now? Not too close, but we're gonna have to do it like right here. Not. Do you want me to do it now?
It very clearly, first it told me the barn was red. And then it very clearly.
Do I need to
just,
do the
like, a
temperature?
snippet
So what now?
from the
It's been
screen
going
phone.
red for the last like 30 seconds. We don't see
Yeah.
anything. We need some temps.
So the temperature I got,
53.9.
I've got 54. So you are.
Do you have a person in the thing? It's been going red for a while.
And it's been at this
It's going
pattern.
stupid. It's been going red for a while.
I'm at 50.
They said women were
55,
kept in the
53,
barn.
I'm at 53 right now.
53.
Right where I'm shooting, I'm at 53. And then this one
So
says 50.
keep in mind, guys, because you guys are all kind of staring down at the lasers. Like, it's not going to be where my feet are. It's going to be up here. You want to look up here. This is where we're going to get the activity, if it's going to be at all. You want to look through it. Looking down at this, you're going to get dizzy. That's a promise.
Look at it.
Red and green. All right.
Mark, where else do you want temperatures from?
Let's go to these bushes.
How many people died here?
Okay, like right there.
Pretty good.
You have a temperature?
Yeah. See, right in the bush, I got 57.
54.8, 54.6, and then the other one is 59.4.
Okay.
I might want to move this around, but yeah. Yeah, it's at 59. You want me to go tomorrow?
No, you're fine.
Little nuggets. Not chicken nuggets. We never eat you.
Let's see this sign here. Let's see.
Did you see the Christmas tree, guys?
I saw it. It's gorgeous. Look right here. So Callie,
Yeah.
let's shoot the sign. So I'm at 52.
52.8.
Okay.
And then
there.
this one's 59.0.
Okay.
Okay.
Leave it on there.
Oops, I turned it on.
Oh, Chase, come on. Wait, Mom, it has to go here. It was red.
But it has to be all the colors.
It was. Crazy. Oh, I heard yes.
There's nothing here, Mom.
It was. Come close.
Move
Fifty
around,
three
Daisy.
point, and then
I was trying to think there's just radioactive activity in this long spot.
Radioactivity. It's a little dump site.
Yeah.
Fine. I saw it red. See?
52, and then 50.
I see yellow.
No, it's gotta get red
I know.
before it matters.
She's
That
home.
is a pattern right there, Chase.
Oh, there's a lady up there.
I see that.
What else are we
There goes Nick
shooting?
again. We got nothing. We seem to be the detective group. Y'all got anything?
This is hard.
We're just doing
So like we,
Had to have a person in there.
Yeah, you do have to
Or
have
you
a
said
person.
anything. Do it on a parking lot. So you get the temperature.
Have a person in perspective.
You were supposed to have a person in view.
I can only shoot certain things.
Right here.
I can't.
I mean, I can't. I try to shoot a car, the building. So, well, I don't think you're supposed to shoot the lasers in there. So, so I'm reading the temperature here.
52.1.
Yeah, that's normal.
And so this one, 58.
Yes or no, Macy? On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm crazy.
All right, Mason, you heard anything?
I said what was passing the bar and they said women. That was weird.
That's not any history that I know.
Yeah, me neither.
All right, we got a bunch of EMF, right? So, does everybody have a good gist of how their devices work? Everybody gonna learn some real history now?
Yeah.
All right, let's roll up this way.
Yeah, you keep telling me when I need to
Oh,
do stuff.
and you, I.
Well, yeah, I can't shoot it at any person because, like, you know, laser. But, you know, that's what you're for.
Okay.
Yeah, I told Dad, you better tell me what I need to pull this thing out.
I'm scared of screwing it up. I don't want to miss something. He acts like it's simple. It's hard. What'd you say? What'd you say?
I said 68 people that see this data.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Something's happening right over there.
That'd be all right.
All right, let's get you guys out of the drive.
Yeah,
Tell
that'd
you
be
guys
good.
what's going on here.
Huh?
All right, let's go ahead and cut those off for right now. You're gonna play with them here shortly. All right, I got everybody here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. All right. So I always do a head count. Oh, that thing's gonna go nuts once I get talking. Because once I start bringing about who is actually here, then that's when it starts going red. So this is home to Charles and Eliza Pinckney. Their mansion was in the front. Eliza's garden would have been lined up with that first tree all the way down, and we are standing where the slave quarters would have been. So here's what happened. Eliza and Charles had a son named Charles and they had a nephew named Charles. The son and the nephew, because those 3 Charleses I just mentioned, the son and the nephew signed our Constitution. Pretty big deal for Charleston. The son was obviously raised here. Now, it's 2020 and I hate politics, so we're going to move on. Eliza married Charles at a very young age. Why? Because her dad over in England, baked beans breakfast, this is where that occurred. It's also where that video was that I showed you. So the dad thought he was dying over in England. He wanted all his kids home one last time. And Eliza didn't want to go because she didn't believe he was dying. So she got married and stayed in the United States. Stayed right here. This was her mansion. Now, Dad obviously got better, and Dad starts sending her gifts over from England. One of those gifts happened to be the plant indigo. You guys just got into town, but indigo is a pretty big deal for us. Indigo is a plant that makes blue dye that makes our blue jeans blue. Some of us are wearing it tonight. That's how we use it today. So we have a very deep history and culture with indigo because the slaves we brought over from Africa knew how to cultivate this plant. Now it's going red because now I'm talking about the slaves where I'm standing. They cultivated that plant, but Eliza is the one that made it profitable. So she used Dad's contacts over in England to sell this plant overseas, which was a huge cash crop for us after rice started to go downhill. It's a pretty big deal. Not to mention, this is the 1700s. There's no such thing as a businesswoman. Eliza would have been one of the first ones here in the U.S. So there's books and books and books written about Eliza, and I'm barely scratching the surface. But I am going to give you a few weird facts to listen for on your spirit boxes, questions that you're not going to know the answers to. Eliza was the second wife named Eliza from Charles. She goes by her maiden name. So does the first wife, Eliza blank Pinckney. So you're looking for that maiden name. It's not a middle name, it's a maiden name. They had 4 children. Try to find out what the daughter's name was. There's only one. You can ask how old Eliza was when she got married. You can ask anything about the mansion, why it's not here anymore, what happened to it. You can ask anything you want to about Eliza's death, how old she was. Yeah, usually when I bring up Eliza, it goes, oh, and my light's starting to blink. I'll point that out in a second. So, anything about her death, how old she was, where she died, how she died, where she buried, and which U.S. president was a pallbearer at her funeral. meaning which president carried her to her grave. Very distinctive, and it happens often. There's a light on the back of that Five Church restaurant over there that will blank from time to time. Now, I usually watch it. It's kind of my barometer of how much activity we're going to get. It's kind of the energy pouring out of here and affecting that very weak light. A lot of times when it is blinking, it goes in time with our EMF meter. Pretty crazy stuff. But our EMF is already going crazy by itself, which is a good thing. So, I want you guys to stick with the same teams that you did in the Red Barn lot. Now, I am going to give a heat of warning that we have been getting some homeless in here. I don't see any here now. They like to hang out by the front gate and over by the dumpster. So just be mindful. That's why I kind of paired some of the kids with adults and so forth and so on.
Yeah.
So again, just be mindful of where you are. I'm going to kind of scour the lot first. So,
I want some interesting questions.
all right. So,
When you want to start?
right here with this, by all means, do so.
What do I do with this?
Definitely keep the lasers. You want to move as slow as possible. They're meant to be set up in a room with a camera. Set it on.
You did anything yet?
No.
You tell me when, I'll just walk next to you. It hurts my eye. I just want to see.
So here's, I'm reading, I'll point down 53.
53.2, and then this says 56, although it's just fit in my hand, so I don't know. We can't shoot cars, but can you shoot that building?
We shoot this wall.
Okay. Is there any people over there, though? Okay. Are we doing it? Wait, stop. I just wanted to see. I didn't want to get you in the laser.
53. Out there.
I don't think you can do this.
How's it going there, Scarecrow? I'm wondering.
Nothing. I see nothing, I know nothing.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Spirit
Like-
box is the best.
It's gonna work out.
How old was Eliza when she died? What was Eliza's maiden name? Charleston. Hers is more interesting, so I'm gonna keep taking pictures while I'm listening. What happened to the mansion? What happened to the slaves? I feel like I'm like paparazzi over here, my goodness.
I want to record it. What'd you say, Colin?
Okay. It's all funny.
It's pretty.
We'll see what I see tomorrow.
Like what?
We gotta go over here, kids.
Yeah, let's go. So,
We're newcomers. How old was Eliza when she died? How old was Eliza when she died?
what I'm looking for.
Yeah, let's go see if we can figure something out.
Do you see anything I need to take a temperature of?
That's it.
Hey, what is it now? Oh, so you're just sitting over there. It's like 57.2.
I got nothing in the picture there.
But it's still taking temperature.
Did newcomers destroy the building?
Macy heard she choked.
She heard what?
She choked.
You asked how she died. She said she choked. Is that what you heard, Mace? What was the thing you heard is her maiden name?
What? Her with a B. Colleen?
Both main names start with L.
What?
It's funny, sometimes I get the right answer. I wouldn't be giving to you if I didn't have the right answer.
Low? Is it low?
What did you get, Mace?
Hello, Macy.
Low?
How you asking
I'm
us?
wondering how Charles died. That might be relevant to Jude.
What is Eliza?
Yeah, I don't know all the
Macy over here.
Go.
Macy over here.
I just want to see.
How did Eliza die? How did Eliza die?
These are very close. Let me see 'em.
You say you're cold?
No, these are very close. Like in temperature. This one's 54 and this one's 55.
How did Eliza die?
I'm tired.
Oh, you're good.
They've never even done an archaeological dig. The parking meters are way too far away.
How old was Eliza when he died? Tell me.
Nothing has.
She died.
She died. 49?
That was great. So,
What's Eliza's maiden name? Macy heard 49. Macy's hearing might be off. What's yours, Taylor? Lou. That's her last name. I don't like that name. I'm getting real frustrated.
Did Charles choke?
No yes or no questions, miss.
No.
It's pretty close.
My arms are getting tired.
Here, let's just play that. Keep playing. Let's see.
I can't do that.
Yes, you can.
No, I
She's
can't.
dead. She's
No, because I have a
62.
laser.
I'm 62 degrees. I'm dead.
No, we know after you do it. 54.
She's cool.
I heard that. I said it burned down. Yeah, it was like having rain on.
So what year did it burn down?
1861.
61.
How did the house burn down?
in the Great Fire of 1861. That's how it burned out.
It sounds like a lot of stuff burned in.
That fire burned up quite a bit of Charleston.
Did it really?
That's why they call it the Great Fire of
Is
1861.
that a church right there? Back over there?
It used to be.
What was Eliza's daughter's name?
Oh, is it a bar or
It's a
something? Like that?
restaurant.
Yeah, I think I saw it.
Shit moves around in there too. It's
Oh,
haunted
yeah?
as well.
Wow.
Yeah, some of the beer bottles and bottles will just fly off the shelves all
Huh.
the time. Yeah.
So what are you doing? Are you trying to pick up some like?
So I usually, but because I got interrupted by activity, I usually will just turn up the reverse spirit box and I'll do my own little Q&A. And I'll just kind of watch both of them. So I'm listening to one and watching the other because it gives me the words, and I'll see what comes up out of that. If I hear anything, I usually repeat what I heard and say rewind by 5 seconds. That way you guys can verify what I heard.
Huh. Are you hearing anything?
Was it
I heard a few things.
was Eliza's daughter's name Elizabeth?
No. I usually hear the word house.
House.
That's pretty common.
Huh.
A lot of times, Eliza will tell me about, like the last tour, she said the word ash, and I had the word diminish show up. So diminished by ash. So it makes sense. It burned down. But it actually burned down up in that corner, second story. So a lot of times if I'm standing there, I'll get the word upstairs, and then the word fire will come through somewhere else, so forth and so on. But like I told the other couple, with 4 spirit boxes, your audio and my audio running, the answers can go anywhere. That's why I have you guys fully review everything to see if, like, hey, if I asked how many people did I bring with me, and they hear the number 8 50 yards away from me and didn't know I asked that question, you now have verifiable evidence that I asked the question, they got the answer.
Huh.
And that happens quite often. And I do it, like, I don't go after Eliza. I start talking to Charles and see what I can get out of him.
Pretty nice. You cold, girl?
Yep.
Your box up if you're having a hard time hearing it. It's pretty open space.
What? It's Eliza's maiden name.
I'll give you guys a few more minutes to try to gather more answers.
Lowry?
Mexican out here. What are we gonna shoot, Mark?
She's evil. She's got activity.
Let's go ask her. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing.
What you got, Chase? Anything?
Oh, that was.
We got some weird stuff in the corner over there.
What'd you get?
I have red right here.
Yeah, he asked in the corner what the people who lived in the slave quarters felt, and
Yeah.
it very clearly said broken.
Oh.
It was really bizarre.
Hey, Macy,
It's all red right here.
ask what feelings the slaves had over here.
Yeah, ask.
Ask what feelings the slaves had.
What feelings do the slaves have here? Probably pretty bad ones, guys. What's Eliza's maiden name? I keep hearing Lou.
You keep telling Lou. We need to go find some other girls.
What's Eliza's daughter's name?
Well, it's all red right here, so.
Macy's hot. That thing's blue. Hold on.
Mary is her daughter's name? Mary?
Alright, you guys are all together.
Got a
Bring
Mary.
them two back and see what else you guys captured with your spirit
Is
box.
Mary the daughter's name?
No.
Dang it.
And you're throwing darts.
Yeah. He's
You're
hearing all
missing.
kinds of stuff.
It's good though. It's good that you're hearing things. A lot of people can't hear that device. They have to wait for the recording. So the answers, let's go ahead and turn that down.
I'm trying. It won't turn down. My finger's on the button.
There you go.
Poor Callie.
There we go.
Yeah, I had to turn it one way and then go the opposite.
Thank you.
All right. So the answers. Eliza was 70 years old when she died of breast cancer in Philadelphia, which is also where she's buried. So imagine that she's down here giving us answers and talking to me. I did hear the word house several times, and then I heard without her. So I'm not sure what that means, but I heard it loud and clear. And I always say rewind by 5 seconds whenever I hear something on my spirit box.
It's red right now.
Of course, I'm talking about Eliza. Every time I say her name, she's going to go up to red. The president that took her to her grave, George Washington. So, and I've gotten that full EVP before, George Washington. Craziness. Really need to clip that out so I can show it to you guys. Daughter's name, Harriet. Not Mary.
Not Lou.
And again, that's a weird one that doesn't always show up, but again.
Careful.
Be mindful of cars. Not making moves. Let's see, what else did I tell you guys? So you guys figured out that the mansion burned down in the Great Fire of 1861, which was on the second story of that corner of where I was standing, which is why I go there. I see if the other spirit boxes don't go there because it's a hot spot. So that's why I like to go up there. What else did I have you guys ask? Daughter's name. Oh, the maiden names. Eliza Lucas Pinckney was
Lucas.
our indigo planter. You had Lewis.
Yeah.
I'm close to
We heard
Lucas.
Lincoln.
Lincoln, Nathan.
Yeah, it sounded like Nathan or Lincoln or something like
Interesting. And Lamb was the other one.
Liam.
Eliza Lamb Pinckney was the first Eliza wife. So, we are going to be walking up East Bay Street for about 4 blocks. I take you to legitimate haunted locations. This isn't really a sightseeing place. So, it's definitely a mask-up area just because it's East Bay Street. Cops will be out probably. I don't know if they're going to be scouting for non-maskers, but it is what it is. Let's see. No lasers on East Bay Street because of cars. And your EMF will go crazy because of the parking meters. You can pretty much ignore it. So until we get to Lodge Alley, where's my camera person? So you are going to kind of help lead the way because we're going to get some pictures down Lodge Alley before we all walk down it.
Okay.
Because we do get a lot of weird light anomalies and some orbs down there. So we're going to see if we can capture with our camera. You guys ready?
Yes.
All right, let's do this.
Not yet.
I can't laser anything. They can't do anything.
It's your Mark, you're probably prime 1 too.
I'm prime.
Yeah, you probably.
Wait. I'm
Alright.
videoing.
Well, that's because you can actually do something, and I'm over here. I can't shoot anything.
I don't know what I'm doing. You just shoot. Watch out. Step up here, guys.
Yeah.
38.
I thought I heard the
Kind of wild about George Washington. Oh, there. Carry the casket, I assume.
Why do you say that?
She said that. Eliza, that's what's her name? Hamilton's wife?
We may need to read about Eliza. Sounded like she was a real entrepreneurial woman.
Yeah.
Maybe I like that.
Entrepreneurial.
Hamilton?
No.
Not Eliza. That would be a fun.
Why?
Maybe we get you an actual haunted spot.
We should have the
You're doing good, kid. Doing that temperature probe of yours.
Yeah, I know. Take your temperature. You can't take yourself temperature. Although we did one.
Bear with me on this. We can put first season. It's kind of cheesy.
thought they were selling food, but I think they were just doing like different.
They're just selling all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I don't think they were selling food necessarily. I think they were selling other stuff. Like bracelets and all that.
Yeah, it was just miscellaneous stalls with
Yep.
different things.
Mace, how you doing, kid? How are you? You doing good?
Is it really pretty?
It is ten.
Yep. Don't use that.
Town's got a lot of servers, bartenders,
Yeah.
wait staff. Max Place. Man, and it's old.
Now you know why they don't sleep there.
You think they sleep in the other one because it's quieter?
Yes!
You're right, Callie.
Oh, duh, that's pretty obvious. That's like saying, like, oh, who was the first president? Like, oh, Donald Trump? No.
George Washington.
George Lincoln.
What is that? Corn?
Cornelius?
Cornelius.
I'm like, I need that fucking kid right now.
Look at all the lights so discombobulated.
Parking meters.
Or not the lights, but you know, the... What do you mean?
Which light are you talking
I
about?
was talking about those.
Oh.
Well, they're not like...
If it wasn't for the other group, we'd be in bad trouble.
I know, really? Oh.
What? Boy's got his hands full.
Taylor, have you taken any pictures of
What's that?
Yeah.
Alright, where's my camera?
Come here.
Alright, come on.
Hold on. Hold on yet.
Oh, Taylor.
Don't you have to be actively going up and down? And...
I'm back up.
Use that coffee oil.
Magnolias.
Not. Did you have lunch?
They're causing trouble. You already had dinner.
What do you think Jenna would be doing right now if she was with us?
What'd you say?
She's going crazy.
Giggling.
She'd probably find them. She'd be better than us.
Like, I want tea. We should have brought her. We got like a cheese with some fun ones later. That's so cool.
Her and
We
Rhett.
should have showed her that stupid orb that we found. I did. Oh, you did? What did you say about it? Oh, thank you.
Who has the lasers?
I do.
Could you shine them in there for me for a second? Okay. I thought I caught something out of the corner of my eye. Sorry. Okay. But thank you.
Good job, Eve.
Maybe time.
Now that we're in a dark alley, let's get that execution style lined up again.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
The go ahead and cut those spirit boxes.
Turn it down, turn it down.
So, welcome to Lodge Alley. Did you guys hear anything on your spirit boxes on the way here?
Yes.
What did you hear?
1,000.
1,000?
5,000.
5,000.
5,000.
Figures don't fall and
Never scared.
never scared.
I'm scared. That's probably me. Well, I was waiting for names because this actually used to be a place where people lived. So I have the list of residents of every person that's ever lived down here. The common names that I hear, Benjamin and John. Keep in mind, John was a very common name. I think there's at least 4 Johns that lived down here at one point. But Benjamin was only one. And I get his name down here at least once, 3 times a month, just depends. So depending on how active I am as far as tours go. That is from the hotel behind you. See how steady it is? So if something goes a little crazy and starts going all over the place, that's when I get excited. But good catch. She's getting excited because the hotel's making it go off. It's good. So the residents that lived down here were considered lower class. You guys see the buildings down there? That's the water past those buildings. The peninsula of Charleston was much skinnier back in the 1800s, which means those buildings weren't there. And the smell of low tide would probably come right through this alley. Probably not a very pleasant place to live. So, with that being said, they did do an archaeological dig and they did find pieces of their clothing, silverware, some of their tools. Like, they were able to consider these people lower class. The Masons also used to meet down here prior to it being where residents were. So, kind of keep that in mind. I never used to tell this history until I started getting all kinds of activity. We did get some pictures coming in. You're going to be the last one out to take a couple going out, and of course along the way if you'd like. I have caught weird things on the thermal imaging camera with little cold spots that were unexplainable. And the EMF is not very active here, but when it is super exciting. I want to say in the year and a half I've been doing this, I did get one reading. It was kind of like unexplainable. That's it.
You said the Masons meet here? Like brick and mortar Masons? Oh, okay. Or the Freemasons. Yeah, which ones?
Both.
Both, okay.
So this would have been an open air meeting place. The hotel that you guys are leaning on, that's the Lodge Alley Hotel. All the hotels in Charleston have claims of ghosts. None of them give me free rooms to verify. So take it for what it's worth. If you want to read up on the hotels that you're
Yeah, you
staying
would
in.
think if they had a ghost, they would want it to be verifiable. All the kind of hotels in Detroit, like the Whitney in Detroit, will let people stay for free.
Yeah, I'll be knocking on doors again in January. So we'll see what happens. You heard of Ben?
Yeah.
Nice. So it will come through. The last tour heard Ben as well. And that was before I told them the names, which is super cool. All right. When we walk through this alley, when we get out of here, it is going to be residential. So absolutely no lasers out there. People are sleeping and winding down from their day. And then as far as the spirit boxes, keep them audible to you. We don't want to disrupt any kind of peace. We are going to walk through here and see what we capture. Excuse us. How you doing, man?
All right.
So, I think that about covers it as far as here. So the Masons, the names, she did hear a Ben, and I'll be able to verify that because it is a recordable one. So let's walk through here and see what else we hear on our spirit boxes.
I got back out so you guys
Oh,
can
you
go
got
in
the
front
last
of me. Yeah, I'm the caboose on this.
You listen well.
I'm pretty good.
He's flirting with her.
I don't get much activity here. It's usually coming straight from the spirit boxes. So,
Your guard chasing out that, huh?
Is that from the hotel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds hotel room. Oh, the streets. Little bench right there.
Y'all are very frustrating.
come through the back end.
the house.
Joints and face, or notes in my face, it won't tell me. It's not being very nice.
They won't mind being in a few shots.
Notice some pattern here. You all right?
For you picture takers, it's a perfect shot of St. Philip's Steeple from where I'm standing right here. To catch it right, you can get the moon caught in that too.
Stand right here and look.
I heard mail on this thing.
What? Mail?
Yeah.
It could be either way, huh?
Yeah.
Mail is in post office service, or mail is in mail. Alright. So we're about to see that. Like getting out there for a hot tourist meet. No. More active when you move to the exact opposite of, believe it or not. I'm out here every night. I watch the movies. So, we're about to walk through Philadelphia Alley. Okay? I tell the story out here because it's a very active ghost tour stop. It is a very popular place. And I don't like to be interrupted because our tour is a little different than theirs. This is their big finale. They make it a big 15-minute entourage. I'm going to give you the story in about 5 minutes total, just so you guys have enough to work with on your devices and know what you're looking for. In my opinion, this is the most beautiful place in Charleston. So if you're a picture taker, by all means, when it's empty, take as many as you like. So the story goes something like, well, I guess I should tell you, before it was Philadelphia Alley, it was called Dueler's Alley, where duels occur. Take 20 paces, turn and shoot kind of duels. Before that, it was called Cow Alley. That's where we kept the livestock in Charlestown. All the livestock was in this alley. So sheep, cows, pigs, all kinds of things. So we're going to tell the story about a duel. There was a doctor, Joseph Brown Ladd, that moved down here from Rhode Island. Keep those initials in mind, R.I., because it shows up again. Now, the doctor was supposed to get married to his fiancée, Amanda. Amanda just inherited a bunch of money from her dead parents, and the attorney handling that money, am I boring you? I know, I tell some long stories. I seen that yawn under the mask. I see the eyes squint, and I'm like, yep, somebody's yawning. Boring somebody. So anyway, the attorney handling Amanda's money says, you're not going to get married, send the doctor away, and I think he's just after your money. So the doctor moves into Charleston. The coachman that brings him into town set him up to be robbed and killed. Not a very good start. So somebody sees what's happened. His name was Ralph Isaacs. He has the initials R.I., just like Rhode Island. So he shows up on our spirit box. That's the only reason why I pointed out. So he sees what's going on and he says, you don't want to stay here. Let me take you somewhere safe. He takes him to 59 Church Street, the Thomas Rose house now. Now, there is some activity that occurs at that house, and it's all on the outside, but at any rate. So he takes him over there, he rents a room upstairs, and all is well. Him and Ralph become friends. So the doctor's practice starts to take off, and he's making lots of money. He becomes known as the Whistling Doctor. So if you guys Google the Whistling Doctor, this is the very long version, or the short version of the long story you'll read. So he's making lots of money. So that means Amanda's going to be moving down soon. Him and Ralph go see plays together. But the doctor makes more money, so he gets better seats. They don't sit next to each other at these plays. They're talking about a play on the way home one night. They go see Richard III. And the doctor loves the new actress. Ralph does not. They start to argue. Then it turns into an insult party on the doctor's fiance back home. The two obviously get very mad at each other, and they go their separate ways. Now, Ralph is from Charleston. So he calls his friends over at the newspaper, and he says, I need to put an ad in the paper. He tells the city of Charleston what a disgrace the doctor is to the city. He's not from here. He takes all our money, and he needs to go. The doctor rebuttals with, let's go down to Dueler's Alley and settle this. So when we think of a duel, what's going to happen? We think that somebody's going to die. That's only about 25% of the time. Normally, a duel was an act of bravery and courage. The shot was fired in the air or into the ground. It was a matter of you're willing to take a bullet for what you believe in. So here's what happened with the doctor and Ralph. They come down. Oh, let me stop you for a second. The 25% of dead people, there's a doorway on that wall over there. You guys are all stooped down. You can't see it. But there's a doorway that goes over to the courtyard, then over to the cemetery at St. Philip's at the steeple you guys see. They would drop the body in the grave, and then they go celebrate the winner. But the doctor and Ralph, they come down, they take the 20 paces, they turn, the doctor points his gun in the air, and he shoots. He didn't want to kill his friend, but he's willing to take a bullet because Ralph insulted Amanda, and he does, right in the kneecap. That's where Ralph shot him. He didn't want to kill his friend either. He just wanted to make a point. So, instead of going through the gate, his friends pick him up and they carry him back to 59 Church Street, which is about 1.5 miles from here. He died 10 days later. What's the moral of the story? Don't get engaged to Amanda. You're gonna die. No, I'm kidding. So they say as you walk through here, you can hear the whistles of the doctor. Now, I have weird things with that. We have a lot of hecklers in town. They all know the story. You all hear how quiet it is? Somebody walking 2 blocks away can give us a, there's your fake one for your audio. See how we use the different tools for every location? You're listening for a very faint whistle. I'm gonna stay away from the spirit boxes when we walk through here so you have a clear audio. I've even heard whistling come through on the spirit boxes before. They also say you can hear gunshots. I've yet to hear a gunshot on the audio. However, the word bang comes up on my spirit box, the word list, and my last tour literally just said they heard the word bang clear as day as they were walking through on their spirit box. It's kind of a joke because I've never heard a gunshot come through here. A little bit of history about this place before we do walk through it. The bricks you're about to walk on going through this, these up here were refreshed in the 1990s, okay, pretty recent. They're going to be pretty smooth, the edges are sharp. At the edge, towards where the houses are, there are sun-dried bricks from slave kids, younger than you guys. They literally had to turn those bricks and let the sun dry them and bake them. We have their fingerprints and one full handprint at the end. Now, the gentleman that lives at the house at the end of this alley, he likes to come out and say that those bricks were placed in 2001. I don't know why the city of Charleston would fake such a thing, but it does show how far we've come. I think he's lying because they are in 3 different areas of Charleston. They're here, Drayton Hall, and I can never remember which other museum they're at. But we do have those bricks. I will point them out, but we will be quick because it is outside somebody's house. We don't want to be disrespectful. So I'll show off the fingerprints and that handprint, but definitely listen to your spirit boxes up until the point we reach the houses. And of course, keep the lasers to a minimum. If we have to cut through another tour, definitely shut your spirit boxes down so we don't disrupt them. They already don't like me. Take a lot of their business. We won't go there. So we're going to walk through here. Looks like I shut the gate from the last tour, so I'm going to give you a nice creepy sound effect. If you want to check out the death gate, it's to the right, but I'm going to move to the left.
Nice.
You guys all did wrong, put me to work, didn't you? You thought this was street stories on a street corner. Yeah, watch your step.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It's empty, so I would definitely grab as many pictures as you possibly can.
You say it's empty and what is this?
Empty
Oh, the
this
alleyway
way.
out here saying.
This is normally swarming with tours. I use my pictures from here for marketing. Let's put it that way. It's what drew most of you
Can
in.
you hold it while you do that?
Hold it up for me right in the middle.
What are you gonna do?
So the gate that's in that doorway wasn't originally there. It was just the doorway. This is the original wall. The gate was actually added afterwards. You need to turn it up a little bit.
What's the doctor?
Doctor. You have anything?
they want me to come. I don't want to.
I heard a TV. I heard a ha. You said I didn't get anything back here, and my spirit box went ha.
Ha. Ha and cha.
Marketing photos.
Of course. You said ow, mine said ah.
Yeah.
It was funny, really. She said she wasn't getting anything in my box last time.
There's nothing here.
Another great photo op from where I'm standing. We have the plaque with lots of things that look perfectly lined up. Yeah, it's a little op. So if anybody wants pictures that way, definitely.
Why is he saying something is a brick done?
I have no idea. I think he's just a grumpy old guy that likes to be quite honest. Because he's done it more than once.
Trying to deter people maybe from coming there and looking at it.
Babe, come stand right back here. My feet are tall.
So, this is what like I call it the actor studio for all of the theaters we have here in town. So sometimes we get a little blip from them because they leave their equipment on. But when we, again, it's another alley where if I do get something, it's exciting. Because everything seems to come through on the spirit box that way. Okay, let's go. See what the rest of this will bring.
You heard shot?
Yeah.
Then they're going to be all through here, all the way up, and then I'll point out the handprint. They look like this. I just got the word stop because it all stops.
Okay. Yeah, you can't with her shadow living in.
I have something.
She's standing in the way.
Chase, move.
So step forward.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I just got on the brick. It just said on the brick twice.
I'll take it.
Okay, can we get it now?
I feel like I'll lose this.
There you go. There you go. Get it, get it, get it.
You see the handprints? Show me.
They're really sad. One second, I'll
Stuff
show
like
you.
that.
What is that? Is that a dead animal right there?
Let's see the fingers.
Where?
Next to the rat.
Right here.
Oh yeah.
What is that?
I see a leaf on the side.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
What
You
is
can
it?
see, finger streaks.
Uh huh.
What is it?
Yeah. Well, I
really
guess
sad.
there's sort of
It looked like it was like fuzz or something over here. I'm like, what the hell is that?
You never know, making bricks might have been a job of some sort. Who knows?
No, I think it's pretty safe to say it was
Bad stuff.
slavery.
Yeah.
I mean, what 6-year-old child deserves to
Yeah. Make bricks.
make bricks, regardless of if it's a job or not? I think the whiteness in us has to recognize it's sad.
Yes, it is. It's horrible. I was trying to spin it.
I don't think we should spin it.
Yes, but it's not only happened 200 years ago, it's happening today.
It's happening today.
Probably with that shirt and shoes you and I are wearing.
Absolutely. But it is nonetheless something we just recognize as terrible and sad, and
Maybe.
don't have to put a happy spin on it.
Maybe you don't even recognize it, but maybe change it. How will you do
Well,
that?
That is a generational problem.
Nice looking too. Yeah. Who can say activity's light? Not gonna happen, so let's go. That's that big fountain if you see from before, Taylor. For our hotel, it could be so close.
One last building. This is the Faulkner building. Let's go ahead and cut that thing off if you don't mind, because it is another residential neighborhood. Is that crazy, gadgets? Not working again?
To the right, like you said, I haven't heard that.
You ever seen these shows? These ghost shows? I don't.
Maybe like as I'm thinking through things.
Cause I don't know any of this equipment.
I'm just wondering what that black box is next to you guys.
I think it's a rodent box. I think it kills rodents who go in there and get.
Alright, so this is the Wagner building. Right now it's condos in the back, and then they're turning the front into a wedding reception area, so good luck to those weddings, because it's the fun. This used to be a cotton warehouse. This was owned by George Poirier. George inherited the cotton business from his dad. He had no clue what he was doing. And the back was a warehouse, and his offices were in the front, facing Space Street. So he got himself into a bunch of debt really fast and things was inheritance. And then we got the boll weevil in town. The boll weevil eats cotton, so now it's cotton. So instead of selling it back to the Americans, where all this debt is, he decides to sell it to the British. So called the British, they gave him a little bit less money than what his debts were, so he makes the deal. He watches the British ship roll in from the second story in front of his office, and again, the venue across from here wouldn't have been there. Charleston would have been much, much skinnier. So he was able to watch that ship roll in. Now, they unload all the cotton from the back of the warehouse by horse and buggy back here, and he's watching everything from his office. Somebody gets too close to that ship with a pipe. All that cotton goes up in flames, and everybody dies. So, not a very happy ending. Yeah, not a good day at all. So what's he do? He piles up all the furniture, and he puts a captain's chair on top, finds the furniture, because his dad, he's already depressed with his dad's, and now his father's legacy's gone. He swings the news from the rafters, and he hangs himself. The newspaper kid came down the next morning, and came to sell his tapes, sees the swinging body, and goes back to the press to tell him what happened. Now, they say you can see the swinging body of this corpse on certain nights. Our camera, the thermal imaging, does not see through glass. What we're looking for there is we're going to take nice slow sweeps to the second story when we get to the front. This is the back, so irrelevant back here. But we're going to look for those blue windows to actually turn a darker blue or black. So that way it means something is influencing it from the inside. So that's what we're looking for there. We definitely want some pictures of these second story windows as well. We're going to do a little experiment with your gun in the front. So at times there's a temperature difference at the very top of the building to another stone that's the same, 5 feet down, and I'll point it out to see where we're at with that. We're going to work on that one together. Your EMF's going to go crazy on the front of this building because of the parking meters and the crosswalk that's there. It's an absolute no laser zone except for the one red dot that we're going to work with together, but we do get another ghost that tags along. 2 blocks of where we came out of from Philadelphia Alley is a place called Coogan's Porch. Coogan is a dog, and no, we're not going to be hearing from a dog on our spirit boxes. But that restaurant used to be the home of Zoe Saint Amand. Zoe's ancestors were actually part of the French Huguenots that started Charlestown. A very prominent name in Charleston now. So Zoe lived there with her sister Elizabeth, and Zoe was a school teacher. Zoe died in the house by falling down the stairs. Mind you, I'm giving you a lot of one-worded clues that you could be hearing on your spirit boxes. Stairs, Zoe, or Elizabeth. If you ask Zoe what her house looks like now, she'll say the colors yellow and or white, because the house is yellow with white columns. She'll also give you words like food, eat, table, fork, spoon, very simple 1- and 2-syllable words that tell you that her house looks like a restaurant right now. So that's kind of the gist of what goes on with this building. It's a hit or miss. I either have one or I don't have either. So it's very rare that I have both of them. So we'll see what terms come up on our spirit boxes, and we're going to check out the front of this building. You and I will run our little science experiment on the temperature, and we will see what we get out of the, and you guys can take those from any angle. If you want to cross streets or whatever you need to do, by all means do so. Let's get some great footage.
Did you say the crosswalk will make her thing light up?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
Because the electrical lines for it are underneath our sidewalks.
Oh,
It's strong enough to make the EMF go off.
interesting.
Yep, very interesting, isn't it? All right, let's take a hike up this way. Or you sit down.
I haven't figured it out yet. What is she doing?
I heard a Zoe.
Did you hear Zoe?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, now do you see the half moon shape in the center of the building? Go down a little bit. Right there, yep. What temperature do you?
41, 38.
So normally I would see like a 7 to 15 degree difference with the breeze and coming off the water and whatnot. Tonight it's a little chilly, so it's going to be hard to tell.
Mm-hmm.
I had about the same difference. It was about a 35 degree difference last door too. But normally on a hot summer night, if it's 30 degrees difference, there's a big activity going on with the spirit boxes and the thermal imaging as well. So.
Like 25.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think you're shooting a half moon thing up there. Great job. Right there.
Oh.
Kind of cool.
It's like 36. He doesn't know I can't see.
I know.
So it's like...
We don't have to tell him.
No, it's whatever. Because like literally I've just been going... You know?
Uh-huh.
does your house look like now? What are you doing?
That's great.
Oh, wow.
How did she die?
My hands were
Is he collecting material?
Their spirit box. And you get some footage of the second story
Yeah,
for me?
yeah, sure do.
Good deal.
You want it?
Yeah, I'll take that back from you. We're
Yeah.
still recording?
Yeah.
Nice. You're the